All right, everybody. Oh, happy day. I hope you're doing insanely well. Today, I've got a very special guest. I've got one of our ladies of our insurance group, phenomenal, $84,836 in AP. Let me get that out of my mouth again. $84,836 in life insurance annualized premium. 7 different policies for that total in 3 weeks. Very proud of our work family. And for those of you watching, don't expect that to be you. She's a veteran that has done this for 11 plus years. Unicorns don't always land in your stable, but I appreciate you joining with me today. Say hey.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much, Jason. That is absolutely phenomenal to hear those numbers. I think we get so caught up with just the work that we forget about our actual numbers. So that's good to hear.
Proud of you. It's so exciting for you. And I mean, that's a big deal. And it's so, I love that where you kind of forget about it for a second. And a lot of like agents don't understand that when you become a veteran in this industry, does it matter to you if it's big or small at this point in your career, 11 years deep?
No, it really doesn't matter. I believe at this point, like I remember the time, and honestly, Jason, I thought I would never get here, right? I remember the time where it was like, I needed these policies to go through. I needed people to really answer their door because it was a situation of my lights will get cut off. I can get kicked out. My car could get repoed, right? And it was a very scary time, right? And it's like, no, you need to do this. You need to do this. And I was staying somebody home till 11 o'clock at night until I've ate dinner with them or whatever I had to do. But now it's not that I don't have the same passion and drive, right? It's just, it's not that, I'm more really concerned about the family. Like now I have the very uncomfortable conversations of, Jason, your wife, like if you don't do something, I'm the one that has to look at your wife in the face and say, I let him come up with an excuse and I didn't protect your family. So it's a different conversation at this point in my career. And there is not that, nervousness or worried about, just basic needs in my life anymore. It really is a place of servitude now, because I really do know what it feels like for a person to either get insured or go into a family's household and they didn't have anything and it was my fault. So.
And that's powerful. I mean, it's the compassion that you have for your consumers. And that's not always the case. A lot of agencies are kind of into this, sometimes the rah of the industry, this like team submit. And there's nothing wrong with celebrating amazingness like what she's done here. I mean, 84,836 in AP of life premium. That's something to celebrate big time. Crazy proud of her so much. But don't ever, for those of you watching, don't ever lose sight of the good that you're doing. And sometimes we can get a little jaded at first. When you get the big cases or the small cases, you're like, oh man, I only got $100 case of commission. And now I got this monstrous case. And just take her tips to heart here. She's a veteran. She's done this a long time. And we run a national insurance agency at jasonfinalexpense.com. We do recruit some of the most powerful producers across this nation, selling like life and Medicare and annuities face-to-face as well as in the telespace. So always free resources on the website. But our culture is different. It's amazing people like you right here. And it's like our culture, would you say, is a little different than the culture that you've experienced before? Because you've been with me a couple years now.
Yes.
And you've been through some different agencies in the past. Would you say there was a contrast difference from kind of where you were to where you are now with our culture?
Yes. And I'm gonna just make a disclaimer out there, right? It's not being disparaging to anybody else who I've been a part of any agency or anything, right? It's just a learning lesson that I've learned as an agent, being independent in the insurance business. I definitely love our telesales family. I love it not only because of Jason is just who you see is who you get. He's transparent, he's honest. There's not no, I've been places where people will tell you it's one thing and then it's something else, and then you have to actually read every single part of your contract because they'll give you a high contract, but then they don't tell you you're not getting paid any trails or renewals. yeah, they're getting rich off of your stuff, right? So it's all those different things that's in there that I absolutely appreciate about our culture here. And first and foremost, the most that I really, really appreciate about you, Jason, that I don't think you really understand is the fact that even in our group chat, like you still get down and dirty. Like outside of you, still you can write your own business. But even when we have questions, even when I have like bigger complex questions, or I don't feel confident with talking to an underwriter, or I just am too lazy and I feel like talking to you instead, right? And then like you have enough expertise and knowledge that you'll go through the application with me and be like, okay, well, let's think about this. Let's think outside of the box. Let's try this. Let's blend that. And I've been with other IMOs and people say that they're going to do all of that with you. They don't, guys. They don't. Number one, because some of the guys are sitting in freaking corporate offices, nice plush offices. They don't have the field experience to do it. And because if they had the field experience, do you think they'll be sitting in a plush office? None of us would trade in commissions for an hourly salary. None of us, not if you can really sell. So you have those different things. And like Jason, you've proven again and again, like not only have you done it, but you're quick to answer every single person on the web chat. You're quick to answer. And it's the vibe, it's the whole community. We feel like a group. It's not like you're some creepy dude off in Washington, like, hey, are you going to produce for me this week? It's like none of that. It's like cool, it's fun. And, it just feels like we all know each other. And then, like you said, it's been years and I feel like I know these people and we haven't even met for real in real life. So it's just a great culture. It's just different in our industry to have this.
So you don't
So,
have to schedule a Calendly to talk to me.
oh God, yeah, and that's another thing, right? No Calendly to talk to you, not at all. Like, no, and I forgot people do that, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah, people do that. I forgot about that. That is really a real thing in our industry. And trust me, Jason is not one of those guys who don't like he could definitely have a Calendly because he got a wife, you got kids, you got a bunch of agents, and we're all kicking butt. And I almost said the real word, but where everybody is kicking butt for real. Like
Oh
this
yeah.
is not a pretend telesales, like we're all grinding and doing our thing. So for him to still be able to take every last one of our calls, even when you can't take my call, you'll text me and be like, hey, is it something important? I'm like, no, real quick, I'm gonna have you look at this app. We can talk about it tomorrow. No big deal. Blah, 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 blah. And we just move on. And then if it's something important, you'll call right back. So, I mean, it's just the culture of it all. And I really do appreciate it because I've been a part of other cultures. I've been captive and, you're forced into situations where you have to oversell, do certain things that's kind of slimy, make you feel slimy afterwards. I've been, in my own independent situations, partner with other people, have people steal business from me, my entire downline from me. And this business and insurance, guys, like it really is about relationships. So when you find a good relationship, don't let numbers be the reason that is the only reason that you try to partner with somebody. I'm not saying numbers are not important because Jason know I'm about my money, but
Sure.
but it's not the only thing. Like you really want to make sure that you have your renewals, you have your money, and it's going to be a reliable person that we can really work together, that you like the people that you work with, because it's not easy, especially in telesales, well, in any of it, because I've door knocked and I've done telesales. Both are not easy. So we need good people, and you need somebody like Jason who will harness a good energy where you don't feel by yourself. Because that was like one of the things I told you about in the beginning. I was like, I'm used to working by myself, but it becomes lonely and it starts to bother you mentally over time.
Telesales takes just a thicker skin, and you need a work family. It's like, yes, you're for yourself, but you're never by yourself. Like if you need me, I'll burn phone calls for for you in a heartbeat. And our other work family, like, need me right now? I'll hang up on this you in a heartbeat. And it's like, boom, we take care of our work family. Our work family is always in the driver's seat. And for those of you, the viewers, if you've been on a call with me and I've dumped you, I will never apologize for dumping you to take care of my work family. They always come first. And a lot of folks don't believe that. And until you've experienced it, I know some of you subscribers have witnessed me do that to you. So I am unapologetic, and agent is always number one. And
Mhm.
our work family in the telesales side, you're right, Chastity. It's such a lonely place, right? It's an environment where it's when you're sitting in your office by yourself and you're doing what we do, it's amazing. But the walls start closing in on you if you don't have a good crew around you to kind of get that steam out. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people won't be as successful when they have uplines or a work group that isn't a real family-based culture.
Mhm.
And that's where we haven't even broken bread with some of us together. Some we have, some we haven't. Like, we haven't hung out. We're going to, but we
Yes.
haven't yet. Darn C word shut down half the nation the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But it's power, the fact that we can be connected as a work crew and go capitalize. I mean, those numbers are not anything to play around with. That's a big deal. And our other work family agents just crushing it. Like, what we do in a day is just something I'm so proud of. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of our other work family agents, our men, our women
Yes.
that partner. And let me share with you, men, and it'll sound sexist. I don't care. A lady will dominate a man in telesales when equally trained. Sorry, guys, deal with it. Like, if you want to get better than your lady counterparts, be prepared to outwork her,
Yes.
because she's going to rock you if you're
Mhm.
equally trained.
Yeah.
Now, if the guys are putting in the same time, guys are gifted too. We got powerful men in our agency that do killer things,
Mhm.
massive numbers, but they're very skilled and they take their discipline very hard. And you're disciplined too. Like, I
Yes.
know you're up early and you're not putting your feet up on the couch and everybody's just calling you, right?
Yes, yes, and it's definitely it takes discipline, it takes structure in our day, and that's what a lot of people just don't understand. Like, it's always been about that. Like, in our world, it's not, people are like, oh, family had to learn. Like, even though I work from home, you can't just call me all day and think you're gonna shoot the crap with me all day, because like it really is a very diligent thing, right? So it's like it's very serious, and even like people will call, like I can't just take someone's phone call, right? Because it takes dedication. I'm honed in, I'm in a zone. When I have my headset on, I'm in a zone. I'm like locked in. Even with my daughter, like I can't even let pets, my daughter, like no one, you're in a zone, because it could be one little thing that I let up and I let the pressure off of the client and then they wiggle out. And that can sound, like to some other people, like, oh yeah, well, but it's like, no, these are families that need me. They need me. They need me to pay attention. I'm not selling something cute like shoes. This is a matter of life and death. This is a matter of whether your family will have a GoFundMe or they'll lose their entire house because I allow myself to become distracted and undisciplined. So it's a very serious thing. And even when I'm talking to each client, they feel that passion. They feel it. They feel it. They know it. That's why even my persistency and my placement rate is as high as it is. People put up big numbers all the time, but I'm always say to you, what does the persistency look like? What does that look like? If you're not killing it at, I forget what the insurance company say at 75, 80. I'm saying 90. I'm saying go for it. Really connect with your people. Connect. I call them, I check on them, I send them text messages, I send birthday cards. I do all of that. Like, I am big on that because people only connect with people that they really do feel that care about them. And my clients know I care about them. That's why they refer me other people. And that's how I'm able to get to this space that even when I pay for leads, I barely have time to get to them because I have people messaging me everywhere. I have all type of notes right here from people just sending me messages, Jason. of, can you call my aunt? Can you call my sister, cousin? Can you call this person? This person's waiting on you. I'm like, I prayed for this day. And you would have never told me 5, 6 years ago that this day will really come. But the discipline, the grind, the intensity, and just letting people know you really, really, really do care about them.
Now,
It is
none of this came through automations, right?
no.
You didn't like put all your stuff in there and then all of a sudden your CRM just blasted everybody. And this is from just you doing a good job and your good name
Mhm.
getting out. You're not using a dialer. You're not using a system, right? Other than what we teach here at
No,
jasonfinalexpense.com, correct?
no, I'm about to show you, Jason. Oh, sorry. This was impromptu. That's why everything just failed. But
That's
I
right.
old school, like guys,
Absolutely.
these are like leads, print them out. I write stuff like even from years ago. I can say
Yes.
I spoke to that person, what ailments that person had. If back in the day they gave me an excuse or whatever the case may be, all that stuff is documented. Like it doesn't take all those different things to just sell. You just need to connect with people. That's what we have to do. All those other things, it sounds good, but you're really just spending your money. And I've been had before many times. Jason knows I've been
Yeah.
had many times. However, it goes back to the exact same thing. Just connecting with people, dialing the people, and just being disciplined with our schedule, getting up, going for my workout, praying, meditating, drinking your water, getting fired up, talking to yourself, reminding yourself that you are incredible, that I am here to protect these lives, that I can do it. I've been called to do this. Talk to yourself, have a mirror, talk to yourself. This is not a joke. Like we
Absolutely.
do this. This is a mirror. Like this is what we do. You really got to do it. You can't talk about it because then your numbers reflect, you know.
Right.
People be like, oh, you always sound so positive. Man, I got a mirror in front of me, man. I'm listening. I'm looking at
We
my
got to look at this all day. Yeah, we're going to be positive.
yes, because I have to make sure you feel the same energy that I want to convey. Am I always in a good space? For heaven's sake, no. Jason, I have a teenager, I have cats, I have family, I have the same issues everybody else have. However, this is my job. This is what I've been called to do. I've been entrusted to protect these people, families, and make sure that it is done. So I take it very, very, very seriously.
I love that. And even like your persistency is so solid. And our work family persistency
Yes.
as an agency is so high. We are like one step below platinum with certain carriers. We're crazy high persistency where the rest of the industry is bleeding out
Mhm.
30% fall off. It's massive because of how they sell. And we sell so different in a
Mhm.
lot of these places that may end in L or end in group. Yeah, they can post certain things, but they're not keeping them. It's not staying on the books. And that's what's important. It's not just what you write that makes the wealth, even though that's important, it's what you keep. Like if
Yep.
you're writing it, is it sticking and staying, or is it kind of like fiat currency? It comes in and then flows out. I was talking to another agency and man, they're just huge, huge, huge chargebacks hits all the
Mhm.
time. They're just hiring everybody with a pulse. And our agency does not. We'll, as everybody knows, we will partner on average with about 1 out of 30 agents, new and veteran, doesn't matter. Culture is more important than anything else. And to
I thought
have
you
a
were gonna hire me. That's how serious Jason is. Don't listen. And I'm a vet, and I thought, I had all the jazz, but Jason is so serious. I was like, oh snap. This was like the first time I was really scared in a long time. I never told you that, Jason, but that's the truth.
it's powerful. Like transparency is important in
Yeah.
relationships, and it's so important to be real and open. And
Mhm.
our calls, even before we handshake, it's multiple, and normally it's at least a half hour minimum just to
Yes.
get to know each other because our culture, you can speak to this.
Mhm.
Our culture is we've got some great people. There's
We do.
not one person in our work family where I'm like, oh, I don't want to share a Pepsi with them. Like everybody's stinking awesome. I'm so proud of what we all do together, even though it's you're for yourself. Yes, we're not nobody's by themselves. Like we'll quarterback you hard. If I'm in a Zoom like this and I can't get out and help some of the work family, we've got powerful veterans like you that have done this 11 years plus. We've got other agents with 25 years experience, crazy levels of knowledge of partnering over the years. And you can spit answers to them and guard them if I'm with somebody else for a second, and then somebody else can do the same. And has that
But
always been your experience in other places where you've got that culture that's different, or has it been maybe a little off?
yeah, no, I mean, when I had my own, like, I remember I worked for one particular guy, and he was able to cultivate it because he had a good heart like you did, right? It's just unfortunate in his situation. I couldn't stay with him because of the bigger situation, who he was under. But he was a great leader. He was a great leader. He had a good heart. So in our world, our little world, we
Mm,
were good. But after that world, it was hard. It's been years to find that again. And even after that, even curating the same thing, having my own agency, you have to work really hard at curating that. And that's what people don't understand because attracting other salespeople, many times people have their own agendas, they're shysters. People know how much money, like in insurance agencies, it's like a license to print money. So people print up all this money and write all these policies and this garbage and then walk off and leave you with debt, you know? So you have all of those things. And then to get here, we don't have those different things. And on top of that, like, not only do we have a lot of people from many different fields, like you have people who do annuities, we have people who are really good at what is that, mortgage protection, just a lot of
mm,
different things where we all come together in final expense and we share, which is great because a lot of times people don't do that. We always have the one superstar who wants to be the freaking superstar, right?
right.
It's not like that with us. Like, even when, like, if you're busy, you'll hit in the chat and you'll say, hey guys, I got a Zoom, or hey guys, I'm working with a carrier. I may be off for like an hour or whatever. One of us will see it and we'll see like one of the newer guys, hey, I have a question. And even if I'm working with a client, I'm like, you can't call, but like, just send me a picture of the application so I know which question you're on. And we all help each other. And it's no big deal. And we all congratulate each other. And that's what I love the most. And I love that even the newer guys, they're not like looking at it like it's a hard thing. Like, I'll have people that'll one off me and message me, and I've told you about it. And they're like, well, how did you do that? Which carrier did you use? Where did you buy your leads? What did you do? I'm like, don't measure what my chapter 11 with your chapter 1. Like, I've been doing this so many years. I've had so many nosebleeds and kicks to the stomach. You weren't there. That's why we made it easier for you. So, like, don't compare what I'm doing, right? But then we share, like, how do you get there a little bit faster? Ask for the referrals after you sell something, ask about those beneficiaries, get those numbers, reach out to their families, do those little things. And I love the fact that our culture, we are humble enough that all of us are still learning from each other. And I think that's what's the great thing about your culture, that you really do handpick and take your time, and you're not just taking in anybody, because that can be too much. All of us genuinely do like each other. Everyone genuinely do message each other. When somebody is going through something, one of the guys, his dad just, went through some things. We all were genuinely there. You could feel it. You could genuinely feel we're all there and we're all trying to team up and be supportive of one another. And it's a rare thing, man. It's really a rare thing. And I always tell you that, Jason, but I get it. You're so busy leading that you don't, you probably just don't really know. You just like, well, this is how I feel. So, we're doing our thing. But it really is a gift though to be here.
Thing. And our work family means the world to me. And it's like, it's the power of us. It's not
Yeah.
the power of this Jason guy. It's the power of every one of us. Like, it's like an army, a group of special forces in a unit that
Yes.
is doing telesales and working in unity, not working in, I call it the knuckle dragging of the industry, right? Like, whoo, look at me. I'm going to be Tarzan and beat my chest. That's so dumb. Like
Yes.
the rah rah. And it's like, I don't even post. I work shoulder to shoulder. Even this week, you'll see a lot of, not of people in public will see, but I'll go write biz along with you. I'll even get biz and give it away to our reps. And what's funny is some people in the
Which
industry
is
are like,
crazy
why
to
aren't
me.
you keeping all
Don't
that?
understand that. People just don't understand. Like, For Jason to be in the position that he is in, Jason does not have to do anything. Anything. He do not. Like, Jason is not the first guy that was like, no, he do not have to do anything that he do. But it is impressive that he's able to still go toe to toe and really speak to the application. Not an application from 10 years ago, but an application he just did and tell you how he did it and still smiling with a family. So anyway, not to cut you off, I'm just saying it's really a thing because people talk that smack, but it's talk. They
Well,
really.
well, yeah, they're speaking about maybe the industry, and there's a lot of insurance agencies where the agency owner hasn't written business in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and they're just, here's a contract, here's a piece of paper, book a Calendly, jump onto some things and hope you make it. Like, you're not going to make money that way, as in when a rep, even a veteran agent, sometimes need answers right now. And I called presidents of companies today. I was crap kicking underwriters, handling business for our work family because they matter. And that's the distinction in kind of how we operate compared to a lot of other places. And you worked the face-to-face play too before, and you went through the telemastery program and just did amazing, crazy proud of you. And was there a big like relief? I know telesales is different completely.
Yeah.
Was your scalability better once you jumped into the telespace? Or your
Yes.
ability to scale?
Yeah, definitely was able to scale a lot better. I thought I didn't, I'm gonna be honest, like I really didn't know that I would do this well in this space because it is completely different. Like if you leave it up to me, I'll always say I'm a face-to-face sales girl, right? Like, and that's just because that's my comfort. That's how I was originally trained. That's what I know how to do, right? So when we were doing this and we're scripting and all the rest of it, and it's intense. Your boot camp is not a joke. It's not for the faint at heart. You can't slack it because like we're going, let's go, your turn. Then what? Then like let's go. And you got to build it out and all of it. And so I'm like, ooh. But once we got in and we did it, and then I was like, okay, this is it. And then you just do it and you just keep, and you have to stay disciplined, right? No problem. It was a lot better. So like instead of someone no showing me and I've driven because I'm in the outskirts of Atlanta. So like driving is a long time. So on my map, it could say 19 minutes, but it could be an hour to get there, right? So or you could say 19 miles, but it could be an hour to get there. So like if a person no show me or they're late, then unless I have a whole bunch of activity right around that no show, I've wasted a lot of time. I've wasted a lot of time. Whereas now, somebody no show me and they don't call, they don't do whatever. That's cool. Hang up. Keep dialing. Then I can circle back, call that person again in the afternoon. I can keep dialing. I can still keep writing. I can still do many other things. So I've definitely been able to scale up because I wouldn't have been able to write those type of numbers in a short block of time if I was still out door knocking, driving to people's homes, people, dogs and cats jumping on top of me. Do you know how good that feels that when I call people now, I don't have to ask people, do you have a dog or a cat? What animals do you have? Like
Am
I
I
don't
gonna
have
get bit today? Yeah,
your dog
you're
jumping on me coming to your house no more. I don't have to worry about that no more. I just have
scratched up.
to.
Now, have you been bit by a dog in your old face-to-face days?
Oh no, close to it, but that's why I call and I find out about all the pets you have. Uh, birds, cats, gators, snakes. Put them up. Put them up before I get there. And I still look before I get out. Oh, and I got another little trick. See if you would have asked, see, I would have known. I had some keys. And so I had a pair of keys. And this how you know because I don't like people animals. So I would pull up, and I never pull up in your driveway, and I would shake my keys. Shh, dogs, they hear it, woo, 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 and you'll hear them start moving. I told you to put your dog up. That's how I check for him, Jason. Because I do not.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
good. I used to do face-to-face for a little bit, and I run the agency. I run with my face-to-face crew. You've witnessed it where I'm in my car running the agency, and I'll tell y'all, I love the telespace. But I still put my boots on and get up into the face-to-face play and go at it. But
yeah.
I've been bit by a dog. I've had a gun pulled on me.
Yes.
And I've took care of that, but it was not because I wasn't trained in that, but I've seen so much stuff. I've had attempted carjackings while the face-to-face play. I've had all kinds of stuff that we can go into, but the face-to-face play for being a lady, wow. I mean, I bet your man's got to be so happy now that you're in the telespace where you don't have to worry about, there's creepy guys
Yeah.
and creepy ladies too in the industry, but the ladies I've ever experienced had like 357 sitting in the middle of the couch cushion as they're talking to you. It's that kind of a creep, like, oh, that's bizarre. Like, I'm a nice guy, don't shoot me, right? Like, that's the creepy we get. But
Yeah.
some of these guys out there, wow. Sorry,
Yeah.
you guys, but there's a sub.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really, yeah, he's super grateful for me being in the telespace. And I have some people that I've sold face to face prior COVID. Or oh man, I said it. So yeah, so prior to that, but
Absolutely.
prior to all of that, and so they still want me to come back out to their home. And he's like, no, like we can't do that anymore. In like certain situations, he'll say, well, didn't you tell me about that guy? Yeah, no, you're not going back out to his house. Like, and I'm like, but he's like, do it over the phone, call the insurance company. No. I'm like, he's like, you're in telesales. No. I'm like, yeah, but he met me face to face. No. Oh, okay, that's right. That's right. So yeah, it's definitely safer, especially for women, because unfortunately, um, our creepiness that we deal with is a lot scarier than what guys deal with. I've even dealt with the fact, like I had one guy in particular, he rescheduled an appointment. His mom wasn't doing real good at the appointment, so it made sense. And I had a whole bunch of appointments I had to run to, so it was okay. Came back, and I came back to this appointment, Jason. His friends were over there. It was a bunch of people at his house, and he was introducing me like I was his girlfriend. I'm an insurance agent. He was introducing me to his friends, like, yeah, this is my lady I was telling y'all about. And I'm like, what? And I got this bag and all this stuff, and I'm looking at his mom, and it was just so strange. And it's just always some old strange stuff that we have to deal with just to, get work done and just different things. But I, even in the field, I used to always wear a wedding band, whether I was married at the time or not, because people are just,
It's a scary world a little bit. I mean, that face-to-face play, for those of you that are doing it, my hat's off to you. We've got a lot of men and women that partner at jasonfinalexpense.com that do face-to-face. So mad respect for y'all too. But the telespace, we smell great every day.
yes,
We don't have to worry about smelling like cat pee anymore and smelling like, everything, and having the itch because we walked into a house where it's lice and fleas and roaches all over the place, or the boards are out in the home. And these are great people, by the way. So we're not ever
absolutely.
talking down about our prospects. We love them, but it's
Yes.
so great to be able to serve them
Mhm.
with a telephone from here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. It's a great
we do
feeling.
the same job.
Yeah, and it's not to knock anybody and living
Absolutely.
conditions or anything else like that. No, it's not to knock any of it, but it does feel a lot better to come home and I don't have to worry about my hair smelling like, cigarettes,
Yes.
And whether we have to admit it, guys, like whether a smoker smokes while you're there or not, like being a non-smoker, I still leave smelling like smoke. And then you go to another home and it doesn't matter how many times I wash my hands, you can put something on your hair. I was good at putting Vicks vapor rub under my nose to like knock out some smells, because what we don't realize in America is, this is crazy, because I used to eat potlucks back in the day when I used to work for AT&T. I used to eat at every potluck. But now that I've been in so many homes, I don't know why I did that, because if I would have been an insurance agent first before that, I wouldn't have ate so many potlucks, because I didn't realize that, yeah, it's not good. I probably shouldn't
Strong
have did
immunity now.
it.
Strong immunity now. Goodness, we're strong. All that stuff we touched, and those drinking off those coffee mugs. You're like, oh, please, like Listerine when you get back in the car, like, woo, Bill, please don't let nothing grow on my lip now.
I
It's like
know.
petri dishes.
No wonder I don't get sick.
I know, we're strong. So would you say that now that you've been a couple years into the telespace in our agency, would you say your ability to scale has been increased, and like
Yes.
you're more comfortable now. Now it was very uncomfortable. I know at first it normally is for most folks, like going from where your normal
Mhm.
zone is being a face-to-face player, and now you've kind of flipped the switch, so to speak, and now you've gone into the telespace, and you've
Yes.
just done nothing but take off. So proud of you and our
Thank
work
you
family.
so
It's
much.
like
Yeah.
monstrous.
Yeah, but it's being coachable though, honestly, Jason. It's being coachable, it's showing up to your different Zooms, is being willing to put yourself in there, put yourself out there, because it's easy for us, especially for somebody who's been licensed a certain amount of time. Then it's like, hell, what do I need to jump in there for? But it's like I need the same training as everybody else, because this was new for me. So in the very beginning, I was not going to miss any time that you would allow us to come on camera with you and role play, even if it was just for me to watch other people do it. And then you jump me or allowed me to play and do it. It was great. And then after, I would have calls, we could still call you, and then you'd be like, hey, but did you say this? Okay, well, you probably went too fast. So make sure you time yourself. And it's just those little things that I took for granted, like, because when you're in person with someone, you have body language. You can look around the house, you can see what the type of things they're interested in. So I don't have to time that when I'm inside the house. I can walk up your driveway. I can see if you have an American flag. I can see if somebody have veteran plates on their car. I can see if you have a garden. I can see if you like, I have all this intel. So by the time I hit your door, I have plenty of, I know you. We are friends. We're in there. But in telespace, you don't have that. You don't have that. So I had to really slow down. The way that I'm used to selling, I had to slow down and go back to just listening, really connecting, not just talking, not allowing someone who is scared saying, "Oh, I don't need insurance." Of course you don't, right? That's why you put all of your information on this card, your date of birth, your address, your kid's name. Of course you don't. But
Right,
anyway,
you put that little return address label on because you didn't mean to send it to me, right?
do it, of course. So just means I need to slow down and really connect with you. And so those were the things. And I not only has it been able to, not only has it helped me scale, Jason, I believe it has helped me become a better mother, a better friend, a better family member, a better lover, a better everything, because I had to really learn to listen and relax and not go off of my instincts of what I've been trained to do and know that I'm good at doing. Now I have to do something completely different and still make you feel just as warm and fuzzy as I was there, and get you to trust me. Open up your bank book. Let's write this out. And then on top of that, guess what you about to do? Refer me to your friends and family.
That's
Yeah.
the magic. It's power, like the amount of referrals we get. And I
Yes.
always try to tell the audience, this is an uncomfortable business. Be prepared to be uncomfortable. And in training, did I treat you different than I treated a brand new rep that I trained in our telemastery program? Did I treat you any different than anybody
No,
else?
no, no. You're hard though. You're not. You're real. You look real nice and all that, but you don't play. You don't play. But it's because you love us and you expect.
Mhm.
And it's not like you're nasty about it. I'm not conveying that at all. And
Sure.
it's not scary like boot camp, like, because I was in the military, so that's a whole nother scary. It's not
Mhm.
like that, but it's like it's serious, and that's good. That's the type of leader you do want. You don't want someone who don't give a crap, and that's not that. If he tells you it's X amount of time before we transition and that, he's on his watch. He's 30 seconds. See, you could have thought of something. You could have did this, you could have did that. Take it. Because that's how we grow, right? Like that's how I've been able to scale from being successful in the field to me really being able to be successful in doing things that I only prayed about before. So, but we have to humble ourselves, we have to listen, and we have to be able to take the correction, because that's the cool thing. You laid all of this out. You really did. You laid everything out, and you're still just as open to each and every one of us. You didn't treat me different than any other. And we have people that's like 20, 25 years seasoned on our team. They're not treated any different than somebody that's like 2 years. If he has a question and he's been in the industry 25 years, you're quick to answer him, just like somebody who just got a license 2 weeks ago. Everybody is treated with the same amount of respect. So,
It
and
is
that's great.
tough.
Yeah.
It's a rite of passage. Like when you graduate the telemastery program, it's not easy, but it's important that those of you watching that you're trained in a very succinct way. You need to be in a place where it's turnkey systems, where you are actually tested on everything that you're learning so that you can get through this, because it's not simple. As far as it's like, yes, it is simple, but it's not simple to follow something if you've
Right.
never done it. It takes like diligence, because the business it's not easy to get 11 years deep and
Mhm.
accomplish what she's accomplished. It's not easy to go the gauntlet like I have and get to the place where you are. Don't lose sight of these amazing people that we get to serve. Don't
Yes.
lose sight of the fundamentals. And it's very, very easy for us as agents to get sloppy, myself included. So I'm not exempt. The
Yeah.
moment I get sloppy, well, that's when your career starts stinking. The moment that I think it's easy and I don't got to do what I used to do that got me to where I am, that's when everything kind of unravels. So yes, we train hard, but it's intentional to help our agent force just be amazing. And
Yeah.
look at what she's accomplishing. Look at the testimonials on our interviews on the playlist here, and don't listen to what I say. It's what we do, the power of us. And
Yes.
that's where the magic is. Like, yes, we all work together hard.
Mhm.
Yes, it's not easy, but anything that's cheap, easy, or free is normally nothing you want your hands on. It's nothing that lasts. And something that, even training, when you pay the price of doing it again and again and again and honing yourself and polishing yourself, even with your natural giftings, you're so crazy, naturally talented
Thank
in
you.
your zone, but you took it just the same way that a brand new rep did, and you just shined like amazing in
Yes, I
class.
wanted it. I mean, if this is something that other people are able to do and we're transitioning into that, then it's like, instead of wasting your time and saying you're going to do something, then it's like, really show yourself, show yourself. And it became a thing of me showing myself, right? And like Jason was like, write the stickies down. I wrote all that stuff down. I put it on my Mac computer. And even like when my guy came in, he's looking at me like, well, babe, you've been doing this for a long time. It doesn't matter. Like, I still need to make sure I stay on point. I have to do that. I'm like, until I make what Jason is making single-handedly, I'm gonna do what he say do. And that actually made him respect me a lot more as well. He was like, wow, I'm really proud of you for just humbling yourself and just, he was like, because you could easily just say, oh, I'm gonna just do it my way and just smile in front of him. But it's like, no, but until I, because every level is not about just the clothes, right? It's just like the little small things. It's the detail that really do help scale faster and better and grow from there. So it's just those little things that sometimes we definitely don't see in ourselves. I truly never saw it until we started doing the trainings, and then we're all talking together. And then I'm like, ooh, I heard myself in that one. And just different things. And then receive it. And then we try and we go from there. And then we have these goals, and you're the first person in like forever I've been able to share like my real goals with and what I want to do. And so it's just exciting to have somebody that's like really got my back, really excited for me, let me know like you are on your way to that.
You're
That
going to hit it this year. You will
I'm so
absolutely
excited.
hit it this year. You're going to attain it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So I just keep looking up at it while I'm like on the phone, like looking at it, I'm getting all excited again. So, but anyway, yeah. So
It's
it's gonna,
power in the details, like you were
yeah.
saying. The details are so dynamically important. And
Mhm.
that's why our persistency is so high as a work family. That's why we get all the referrals. That's why you're just dominating this space now, and you dominated it before, and now it's just you're scaling and getting bigger and bigger and growing. But what's really neat is your attention to detail now is what is just shining you even better and better than you were a day ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, and 11 years ago. Now where you're at, it's powerful, but those details are so important. Like
Mhm.
knowing how to be sincere in your scripting, knowing how to wrap things up and not go too fast in certain areas, but also going slow in others, and knowing how to take care of a client. We get clients all the time, for those of you watching, that are nasty. We get the same final expense leads that you do. We just close them different and
Mhm.
sometimes a lot better. All right. We're just great. Go through it. We know what your pain is, but we know how to proceed
Yes.
through that pain. And for those of you watching, you've heard the term no pain, no gain. Well, it
Right.
takes pain to get profitability. It takes
Yes.
pain to do what she does, to accomplish what she has. You
Mhm.
want to have what she has accomplished? Well, stick and stay. You got to get through the nose. You want to have what she's achieved? Well, it doesn't happen every 3 weeks. It doesn't. So don't let anybody shine you on. It does happen at a good rotation in powerful ways, and we celebrate it hard. There's been times where a lot of folks have done crazy powerful things, but you're going to have some days where we're underpaid. And would you say you got some days where we're overpaid? Some days,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's
It
not
makes up for it. Yeah, when payday do come, it makes up for you don't I don't even remember the other days then. It's just like whatever. It doesn't even matter at that point. It just, it's just a part of the process. And it really does make us grow. And it for me, it just makes me appreciate it so much more. But I don't even pay attention to that stuff no more. I just don't. Like most of the time, I just know that we're human and like just like I have bad days, these people I'm calling, I just call them on a bad day. I don't sum
right.
it anything else. It has nothing to do with chastity. I sum it up to Jason as having a bad day. I need to call Jason maybe tomorrow afternoon. He's not a morning person, obviously. I'm gonna call him tomorrow afternoon because
Right.
he's not having a good morning. That's fine. I'll call you tomorrow because there's no way in the world you're gonna tell me you took the time and filled out all this information about you, your spouse, your height and weight, your address, the right telephone number, and you don't need this. You were thinking about somebody. I just need to figure out and get myself to the point and hone my ability to be able to service you and help you and your family because that's all that it really goes down to. And honestly, that's just how I look at it. I look at everybody as the same, Jason. I look at it as, sometimes people say, "Oh, I don't remember doing that." And then some of the leads you can kind of tell what time of the night they did it. And I'm thinking to myself,
Absolutely.
you probably had one Bud Light too many, and then you were thinking, I drink
Right.
Bud Lights, I need to do something. So I need to get you back into that space that you was at when you had that Bud Light in your hand, so I can remind you you do care about your family. And that's what I'm here to do is help you protect your family. Because I know ultimately that's what we all want to do. It doesn't matter, man, woman, race, creed, whatever. That's what we all want to do is protect our families. That's what we all want to do. No one wants to be the embarrassment to their family, even though people say that out their mouth, like, just roll me in the carpet, I don't care. Yeah, that's cute and dandy. Let's get your kids in here and you tell them that. Now you put that in a text message and you sign it, then I'll show your kids that you said that. Then I'll let it go. But do that ever happen, Jason? No. People don't want to do that. They're like, okay, well, I just can't afford much. You're gonna set the price anyway, so we're good. Let's roll. So
Exactly. Right. But we get the same grouchy folks that everybody else does. It's just our skill set's different. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah, you just have to genuinely care about people, and skill set is everything. Definitely skill set, and I think it's important to really care about people too. We don't need people who are just master manipulators either. I really feel like the
Absolutely.
group that you chose are people that genuinely care about people, and the reason I say that is because just the way we communicate with each other, just the way that we side chat each other, it's not phony. It's not phony. It's not a group of people that outside of our skills that you've honed in on. Like, no, we could just be professionals. Like, we all live in different states. We don't have to talk to each other, but we do. So that lets you know that it's really a culture of people who really do, who genuinely care about people. And it's just a skill set that had to be taught on how to get over these grouchy people who swear they didn't fill out the lead or swear they don't need insurance, but they
So
do.
true. And isn't it funny how you get the grouchy people and they're like your best clients? Have you noticed that too? Where the ones that like F bomb you in the beginning? I didn't fill out that beep, 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 beep. We can't even see it on
Yeah,
YouTube. And then at
Yes,
the end, they're like, "Oh, thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you for doing this for me. You're the best. And I'm going to give your name and number to all my family." It's like, this is the same person that like chewed us out, right?
I have been called every derogatory word, and I've said this, and I know it may make people uncomfortable, but so what? It doesn't make me uncomfortable, guys. So just get
Stop it.
on. Like people have called me B words, they've called me the N word, people have called me like all type of crap. And guess
Right.
what? They become my favorite clients. Like they're the ones that call me all the time. They're the ones that their checks don't ever bounce, ever bounce. They if they are changing banks, if they move, they tell me in massive amount of times. I mean, they text me, they call me, but I get it now. That's why I'm not offended to share those things. I share those things to other people because I need people to realize is those people with those very tough exteriors, those are the ones that really, really, really need to hug the most. And once you can pull those layers down and move that wall, the loyalty is there. It's there. It's just they have all those crazy walls up because once they do attach, they love hard and they're loyal. They're loyal clients, they're loyal people. They are the loyal ones. They're the ones that their family know they're crazy too, right? So they'll say,
Absolutely.
hey, you need to talk to her. And the whole family know that person crazy. And like, oh, if she could sell him, okay, come on over here. And that's how it go. That's really how it goes. So we have to endure. I'm not saying being disrespected by other people. I don't feel disrespected, Jason. I
Sure.
honestly feel bad for people because I understand the mentality. I understand the level of protection that they feel they must put up because there's so many crappy people in our industry who will burn them and who probably have taken advantage of their family. So I understand why they have a whole shield up and they're like, hey, we're ready to go to war this time. And I'm like, listen, I'm not even that girl. At the end of this, you're going to be ready to cook for me, invite me over, bar mitzvah and everything. So like, relax. So yeah, it's just we're all people. We all need each other, and it's always the toughest ones that are really the most loyal. So
Power of persistence. I hope those of you watching are taking notes. That's truth bomb she's dropping on you. It's power. Like, be persistent. This is no different than the walls of Jericho coming down. For those of you that read, okay, the good book, you got to keep going around the walls of Jericho and doing what you should be doing before the walls of adversity come down. And she knows to get past those walls. The walls aren't going to stand up. The walls will come down when she stays on point. That's
that
that's the point of this. You gotta keep that thick skin about you, have that kind of dragon skin where, we're kind of some old cats now. We've done this industry long enough. You've done this 11 plus years. I've done this way too many, but I still dig it. I still do it. I don't stay in a place where I'm going to ever ask any of the work family to do what I'm not willing to do myself, whether it's face to face or telespace.
yes,
Too much respect for this industry to not be involved. And this is something where you've got to stay persistent and know the business isn't always easy streets, because it's not. It's simple, but it's not easy to follow the simple. It's
no,
just not. It takes discipline. So stay persistent. For those of you watching, you want to get to where she is. She's accomplishing powerful things. So proud of you,
thank
big time, in our work family.
you so
This is
much.
awesome just to
Yes,
see the explosion of success of the powerful men and women. And this is just a tiny little snapshot of what YouTube world gets to have a glimpse of what we experience on the daily. And it's exciting. The
yeah,
power of us is big. And what you're going to accomplish at the end of this year, we've already talked about it. I'm paying for your designations. That's going to be
I know.
big,
I'm excited
big,
about it.
big.
I'm so excited about it, Jason. You just have no idea. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
And
And
not
even
everybody does that kind of AP annually. And we ain't even talking about that. We're just giving you a 3-week window of what she's rocking on. At the end of this, it's going to be massive for you. And to be able to have that, hanging, it's going to be a big, big deal. It is. So
yeah,
it's something I'm very proud of in my career of accomplishing. And I'm crazy proud that you're going to be walking those waters too. It's big.
yeah,
Not everybody does that. It's top percentage nationally, and that's something where it's something I'm proud of you, big time. That's not doesn't come cheap, easy, or free as far as our work and our hustle. And
discipline.
this business, for those of you watching, the field is even. Okay, it's not like one person gets a field with a bunch of Okay, molehills. Everybody, this industry is the same for everybody. The same opportunity. You can do what she does. You can do what I do. If you would have the thick skin, if you would believe in yourself, if you would find a good mentor, find a good manager, a good upline, a good work family. This is a scary place to do it by yourself, though.
Mhm.
If you don't have good peeps, be careful. If you're joining a telesales organization and you haven't vetted your trainer, how many personal sales have you done in telespace? How many years have you done telesales yourself? How many years have you been in the industry? When was the last time you sold a policy? Do you sell annuities? When's the last time you did this? When's the last time? What's your AP? What's your millions of dollars you've closed in annuity business? How long have you done this? Ask these things. Vet your trainer because it's scary. People are teaching telesales in this industry, saying that they do telesales and they've got virtually zero background in this industry. And if you vet your trainer, you'll find it out. But a lot of new agents don't know. Even veteran agents don't know. They're like, oh, they say they do telesales. Then you ask them or ask her, whoever it is, the manager, and go, how many years have you done telesales yourself successfully? Is it post C word? Do they ever talk about it? Prior content, earlier content, present content? I'm not talking about what other peeps are doing. What have they done? You'll never translate the business above the level of who's training you.
Yep.
Typically, you just won't. I can't take you to a level that I've not attained.
Yep.
If not, I'm in uncharted waters. I can't help you build wealth if I've never built it. And
No,
this is
that's
where you, the audience, be careful.
yes, that's so true. That's so true. Not to be, but yeah, it's just true. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's so
Oh,
true. Because it's the same thing I had to deal with in other IMOs. People tell me oh, we have this person, I have this amount of experience, I have this, I have that. And then when I take on these complex cases outside of my everyday, right? And I'm leaning to you for something because you said you could do it, right? And then now you guys aren't answering my calls. You can't do it. You can't put the case together. But I'm the face. I'm the face that this client is looking to for this. And now we can't do it. And depending on which insurance carrier, like all of them, they're not, no, they all can't help do a lot of case designs either. Everybody can play with a simple math thing, but when we start talking about annuities, retirements, IULs, moving numbers around, you need an experienced person. What about the person that, or just even starting, you need someone that knows how to overcome every objection, know what that sounds like, somebody that can really role play with you. It takes a lot to really lead in this industry. It's more than just talk. So what you're saying, Jason, is very, very, very true. So, and that's my biggest heart. That's my biggest takeaway that I always tell new agents or people coming from captive to this world. Like, this is a relationship business. Ask those hard questions. Look at those numbers. Peel that back. That's cute. They're giving you 100%, 120, 130. That's cute. Pull all of it back. Pull it back. Take your time. This is a complex thing. This relationship that you're building, you need somebody honest and transparent, somebody who can do it. Even if they can't do every single thing, somebody who can get somebody to do it. Jason not only can do it, which is amazing that you even still do it, because I tell you all the time, you're crazy, but even still doing it, I respect it. However, even outside of you doing it for us, you hold the freaking carriers accountable, like accountable. Like when I clap my hands like this, guys, I'm saying it with for real. Like he will hold them to the fire. There is no, oh, I'll call him. No, I have screenshots. If you need proof, I got him. All he has to do is give me permission to show you. He called them back to back to back to back. There is email chains. There's everything. He holds you accountable. He holds the insurance carriers accountable. Like if they say they're going to help me with a case design, or this is going to happen, or that's going to happen, and it does not happen, or you're delayed, that's off. Jason's glove come off, and he's out there and he's going to do it. And that's what we need. We don't need someone just sitting in your cute cushion seat talking about, oh, put it on the calendar. In the meantime, I have a family. I have a certain lifestyle. We all have certain things. Some people are in positions that if they don't get paid, everything get cut off, right? So you need somebody that really do care about you, your family, their legacy, the relationships we're building in the insurance industry, all of it. Like, it's really a thing. Don't just get hyped because of, like, everybody famous on on the internet. Everybody has an IG. Everybody is on LinkedIn. Everybody is doing everything. Do you know how many people hit me on IG? Not IG, but LinkedIn every single day? Like presidents of every company. Like, what? I don't even entertain the conversation because I know no one can do what Jason has done for me in the last few years. I know that. I don't even have to tell Jason that. I just, like, I can show you guys, and Jason can put my name on the internet. I can show you. I have nothing to hide. It's presidents of all these companies. You name the company, you name them. They've hit me up on IG, and probably most recently, they've done it. They send me these long things, long promises, long this, and I get it. I've been in the industry for a while. I do post my clients, what they say about me. I put educational information out, so I get it. You know, they're like, oh yeah, I want her. I get it. That sounds good. However, what Jason has curated with Jason Final Expense is, I don't want to say it's like a freak show. It's really just that good. It's just, it's its own thing. So it's really, we really are our own thing. And it's none of the fakeness. It's none of, I mean, Jason, look at you now. Like, you don't even try to put on airs. Like, you don't come on with a suit and tie. You just a regular guy who really will work the heck out of all, like, he'll outwork all of us. That's the
What do
bottom
we
line.
say on the backside? We say we don't trust people with suit and ties, and this is nothing against all of your ministers. Okay, I love your ministers with ties. Okay, so there's the caveat. But with ties, normally somebody wearing a tie and a suit is just trying to take something from you. If they're wearing a tie, normally they're trying to monetize you.
Yes.
Like, there's no reason for me to be wearing a tie at this point in my career. When I was early on in my early 20s and I looked like I was in my teens, then yeah, go put a tie on, okay, to try to age yourself a little bit. Go put some flour up in your hair, okay? I got that already. I got the grays. But somebody with a tie is normally trying to take something from you. You and I were talking after one of my face-to-face plays, and I came in a floral shirt and jeans in my Air Maxes, and I'm talking with this client. I shared with my client, I shared this with you right after that call, and I asked my client, I go, what do you think if I showed up in a tie, in a suit, in
Mm,
your home?
mm.
And my client says, you're trying to sell me something or I'm in trouble. That's what she told me. My client goes, if you come up in a suit, in a tie, or you come up here in a tie, she's like, you're either trying to take something from me or I'm in trouble. She's like, are you a lawyer or what are you trying to sell me? This is out of
Wow.
the mouth of one of my clients. And I haven't done content on this, but you and I talked about it. So let's drop it here anyway. But it's like, if somebody come up in a suit and tie on me on this environment, really, what are you trying to take from me? Like, I'm who I am. Like me or hate me, I'm a velvet hammer. You know what I mean? And I
Yep.
love my work family to no end. They
Yes.
come first, I come second, period. I'll light money on fire for them.
Yes.
They are who matter. They're my heart. And but the tie thing is funny. You're right. I don't. I love this. I don't even care.
Yeah, but it's so many people out there and they reach out to me all the time. And it's just like, and it's the same thing. Like, I talk to my other friends in the industry and they're like, oh, you don't want to look at this. What about this? What about? And I'm like, what about? I was like, you guys have to understand this stuff is like a marriage. Like, it's like every relationship. You have to really vet it. You have to know what you're getting into, ask all those hard questions up front and know what you're getting into. Like, I was young before in this industry, and you get so excited about all these different numbers and all this other stuff, just to find out later that, yeah, they gave you the max here, and it's because they're stealing from you on the back end. Yes, they did this for you and they promised you that, or they'll throw a lead or two here or there for you, but that's because they can't even help you close the bad boy, right? So yeah, they had to figure out something to alleviate their inadequacies in every other area. So it's just do the vetting, look it up. Like, even if there's no information on the internet about them, that's weird because there's bad information about all of us on the internet. So if you can't find anything bad about somebody, then you probably should ask, like, word of mouth, right? You know.
Absolutely. If everybody likes you in this industry, there's a problem.
Mm-mm.
Just saying. You got to stand for something.
Right.
And it's powerful. And it's like, just to be able to do what we do, it's awesome. And relationships, like, are so important, and just how we operate is different.
Mhm.
And for those of you watching, I learned so much from managers that were lousy. I learned so much in my career from an amazing mentor that has since passed away, one of the most amazing men that I owe a lot to this day, amazing man. But I also learned from managers that were really bad, that were lazy, leaving early, and then saying, you need to work hard. Yeah, I got the Rolex on my watch and I went to this amazing conference and all I thought about was you. You're amazing. Yeah. It's like, uh-huh. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris. And here I am as a new agent going, oh wow, yeah, the Kool-Aid drink. And then you find out you don't even own your block of business until when, what, where. They're not telling you that junk. It's just like, yeah, you learn a lot as you and I've gone through these seasons of our career for sure. You know, I appreciate your powerful
Yeah.
perspective.
And I appreciate
100%.
you. Thank you for allowing me to show up and have fun with you on this one. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you greatly. Thanks for taking the time. Hope those of you, the viewers, have taken some good notes from her gold, a seasoned veteran that is not going to bite her tongue, just like I won't either. So I appreciate you watching. Chastity, I'll let you lead us out.
Yeah.
Have a great day, everyone.
I appreciate you, Jason.
See y'all soon.
All right. Thank you.